Hello, noble families and students. Today's math lesson is on Lesson 11.7 in your math book. Before we get into Lesson 11.7, I wanted to show you something real quick. In your Scholar's Math book, you will find there is a mid-chapter checkpoint that comes right after Lesson 11.6. It is on page 661. This is an assignment that I'm not assigning, but it is something that you could have your scholar do to test them and check and see how well they have understood lessons 1 through 6 so far. They may struggle with it because obviously they're not receiving the same kind of teaching that I would be teaching them in school, but it is a good test to see if they have an understanding of some of the concepts from chapter 11 so far. If you do decide to do this assignment, there are 8 questions on the first page, and there are 5 questions on the back. If your scholar completes that, you can upload it to Google Classroom or send me a picture of it through my Google Voice number for some extra credit. So just an option just to check and see how your scholar's doing if you'd like to. But let's go ahead and get into lesson 11.7. Here we go. So lesson 11.7 is problem solving, area of rectangles. So we're going to be doing some word problems here, and this is one of those lessons where we have to read very carefully to make sure we understand the information. Our essential question is, how can you use the strategy find a pattern to solve area problems? So our first question says that Mr. Coy wants to build storage buildings. So he drew plans for the buildings. He wants to know how the areas of the buildings are related. How does the area change from the area of building A to the area of building B? How does the area change from the area of building the area of building C to the area of building D? Use the graphic organizer to help you solve the problem. So he wants to know, how does it change from A to B and from C to D? Okay? What do we need to find? Well, I need to find how the areas will change from A to B and from C to D. What information will we use? Well, we need to use the blank and blank of each building to find its area. Okay? What do we need to use? We need to use the length and the width of each building to find its area. Okay, these are words that we use. So length is going this way and width is going this way. Okay, these are words that we use to help us find area. How will we use the information? We will record the areas in a table. Then we will look at the pattern to see how the blank will change. What is going to change? Well, the area is going to change. Let's go ahead and look at the problem and solve it now. So, building A has a length of 3 feet. Okay, so length is actually this way. I misspoke earlier. Okay, so length is going up, width is going left to right. Okay, our length is 3 feet and our width is 4 feet. So to find the area, we can do what multiplication problem from last lesson? Well, we can do 3 times 4, which gives us 12 feet squared. Okay? Building B also has a length of 3 feet, you can see, but it has a width of 8 feet. So 3 times 8 gives us 24 feet squared. Okay? Building C has a width of 4 and a length of 6. Okay? 6 times 4 gives us 24 feet squared. Okay? Building D has a width of 8 feet, but a length of also 6. So you'll notice that in building A and building B, the length is the same, And building C and building D, the length is the same, but what is changing is the width. 6 times 8 is 48. Okay? We see that the lengths will be the same and the widths will be doubled. So the width is doubled. 4 to 8, 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 to 8 as well here. Okay? So they're doubling for building A to building B and building C to building D. The areas will change from blank to blank and from blank to blank. Okay? So they will change from 12 to 24 and 24 to 48. So when the lengths are the same and the widths are doubled, the areas will be also doubled. Okay, so double of 12 is 24. 12 times 2 gives us 24, and 24 times 2 gives us 48, or 24 plus 24 gives us 48. So these are being doubled because the width is being doubled and the length is the same. Hopefully you're starting to understand that a little bit. It is a little bit tricky, but we're trying to notice if it's being doubled or being tripled, or maybe somehow it's staying the same. So that's what we want to look for as a pattern here. Let's try another problem. Mr. Coy is building more storage buildings. He wants to know how the areas of the buildings are related. How does the area change from the area of building E to the area of building F? How does the area change from the area of building G to the area of building H? Use a graphic organizer to help us solve the problem. So we're trying to figure out from E to F and from G to H. I'm just going to write this in a shorter way. What information do we need to use? Remember, we need to use the length and the width. And how will we use the information? Well, we will... What are we trying to find here? We will find the what? What do we use length and width to find? We tried to find the area. Good answer. Good answer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and solve the problem. So let's go ahead and fill in our chart. Building E has a length of 5 and a width of 8. Building F has a length of 5. Remember, 5 is going up, and a width of 4. Building G has a length of 10 and a width of 8. And building H has a length of 10. So notice again the lengths are staying the same for E and F and G and H, but the width is changing for width for building H. We can go ahead and multiply to solve. So 5 times 8 is going to be 40. And 5 times 4 is going to be 20. 10 times 8 is going to be 80. And 10 times 4 is going to be 40. So what do we notice going from 40 to 20? What happened? Did it double? Did it triple? Okay, what happened there? Well, you should notice that 40 going to 20, we got a smaller number. Okay, so what would you say happened? Obviously, we can't say it doubled or tripled because that means it would get bigger. This is getting smaller. So what we would say is that going from 8 to 4, okay, 8 divided by what gives us 4? Think about that for a second. So 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. So what's happening is this 8 is being cut in half. Half of 8 is 4. And half of 40 is 20. Okay? Just like half of 8 is 4 here, and half of 80 is 40. So what is the pattern? The pattern is that the area is being cut in half from E to F and G to H. Okay? How did the table help us find the pattern? Well, we looked at the numbers that were changing. 8 to 4, 40 to 20, 8 to 4, 80 to 40. Okay? So what I want you to do for your classwork today is you are going to do numbers 1 through 3 on the homework page, which is on page 667. So you have A, B, C, and D. They've already filled in A and B for you. They want you to fill in C and D. So they already have the length. Every shape's length is 2. But you're going to need the width for C and D and then the area of both. Then you're going to tell me what the pattern is. What is the pattern you notice for A all the way through D? What's happening each time? You're going to notice something. And how do the areas of the murals change when the width changes? Does it get bigger? Does it get smaller? What is it multiplied by? Something along those lines. So you're going to need to write me some sentences for 2 and 3 and fill in the box for 1. And that's your work. If you have any questions or need any help with it, please don't be afraid to reach out. I'm happy to help and do video meetings if we need to help you solve the problems. That's what I'm here for. Okay? So if you don't have any other questions, don't forget to submit your work to Google Classroom or to my Google Voice number. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Mr. Koblenz, out.